let's make sure this volume's good. Can everyone hear that?
Yeah, I think
Yes.
Is it loud enough? Should I turn it up a little bit more? Is it good? Ambient enough?
That's good.
All right. I don't want it to be too loud. So a little bit of recap on what happened last time. The Wedding Crashers, that's what happened last time. Yeah, you guys got a little bit of help from the Harpers. They've been giving you intel. You went to a spot in the poorest reaches of Waterdeep to stop a ritual from happening, but you arrived just as it was getting going. You managed to save a lot of the commoners, though. And he killed the ritualist, and you got word that like something was going down in Skullport. That the eye was, doing some weird shit, and you weren't sure.
Eye stuff.
Yeah, doing thief guild shit. You guys know that the eye is the one that stole the crown, the phylactery, the Lich's phylactery. They got that because they raided Nimin's stash spot. Of course, 5 seconds in, we get an Alienware ad. Why wouldn't we? So yeah, Nimin's stash spot was raided, and that's because Thalarin, his buddy, was tortured, and they got the info out of him. It was kind of shitty. He's got PTSD now, and he lives in Baldur's Gate. You guys were told basically that the wedding was a week out, and you wanted to do some shopping, I think was the last thing that happened before we went off. Is that Brew wanted to go out and get some threads? Is that correct, Brew? Is that?
Yeah, I've been told I don't dress well, so.
Yeah, so I think the goal was to go out and do some shopping. I wonder if we could find something that isn't less creepy for shopping. Let me see here if we can just do Bardify on YouTube. Let's see if we can find a cozy tavern maybe, or a city.
Festival town.
A festival town? Yeah, let's try that. Let's try that real quick.
It's getting ready for a wedding.
Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, there we go. All right, so Brew, how many people wanted to go with Brew to go get some new clothes for the wedding? Did you want to get some new digs, everybody? Is that the kind of general consensus of the group?
Yeah.
So, Brew, you remember seeing a tailor in the North Ward that really caught your eye when you were there. Let me get this dialed in here. There we go, because that's a little louder. And you guys are in the Castle Ward. Now, the last time you were traveling around, it was kind of a lot easier for you when you first got here. Nimin was really good at like hiding and getting around and doing disguises, but not only is Nimin kind of a wanted man now, but so is your paladin Lucian, due to an unexplained magical outburst. They don't know necessarily his name, but they know his general MO. They know that he's a paladin. They know he has red hair. They know he's known for helping the poor, and that's about it. What they could gather at the evidence they could gather from the witnesses there, and that was about all they could do. Put together. It could be anyone, but really, still kind of an issue. So, if we're going to be traveling around, I want to know what you guys want to do. Like, what's your precautions that your characters would take, and we probably get some rolls in for some traveling.
I'm gonna be in a cloak. Try to cover up my face as much as possible. And I'll probably be away from the group a little bit, just so that,
Within eyesight, though.
What's that? Yeah.
Yeah, keep them within eyesight. All right.
If I draw attention, at least they can react without being involved in direct action.
All right, Brew, what would you be doing?
I'm gonna have, I think think I got a cloak at some point. I don't remember when. I think I did.
I believe if it's in your bag, you can wear it. You know, if you keep a track of that, that's all right. A
Yeah,
cloak
I'm gonna
really
put the
doesn't.
hood up,
Okay.
and then I'm
I
just
still
gonna
have 2 water deep guard outfits in my bag of holding too.
Hmm. I don't want to risk any guards being like,
What up,
"Fuck
dude?
you." And then I'm just gonna beeline it straight towards this shop that I saw because she doesn't like shopping, so
Malara, what would
I
Malara be
didn't get
doing?
out.
I'd probably be draping my my cloak over my head and like hiding the fact that I'm like a cleric. I'm just your normal everyday half elf, just going about the market.
Trying to blend it as a commoner. All right.
Mhm.
Nimin, what's Nimin got up his sleeve?
I'll do my usual disguise self, and I'll go back to my dwarf.
Your
character.
dwarven form. Yeah, by now this is like your
Cool.
second
Form
face.
activate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty. Gotten used to it.
And I like to think too. I've done it enough now that like some of the thieves and people that I'm friends with would recognize
Yeah,
this is Nimin, but average person doesn't know.
I think with a little thieves' cant, you could probably put
Yeah,
that down. You know. All right, so why don't we get just a little skill check going to see if we draw any unwanted attention. We'll stop at the top of the order with Malara, then Brew, then Lucian, and then we'll end with Nim. If y'all just want to give me a roll of what your character would be doing as you travel, you know.
I need my dice, I guess.
Yeah, oh, I forgot. I don't got.
I forgot we're playing D&D.
Where is my dice? Where's my dice?
What game is this? I'm gonna do stealth, and I got 10.
I'm gonna do survival because I'm gonna like navigate the streets.
Yep.
And I got a 21.
All right, one fail, one success. Lucian, what do you got going on?
To disguise, would that be stealth?
Yes.
I rolled a 16 with my modifier.
Hey, all right. Yeah, you're really worried about your crew, so you made the extra effort to tie it up tight and to stay out of people's view. And Zaps, Nimin, what do you got?
Yeah, I guess I'd go stealth. That seems like obvious.
You can do whatever you want. I'm gonna do strength. Actually, I'm gonna
Athletics.
pick up a big rock and carry it around as camouflage.
21.
All right, dang, yeah, you're stealthy as fuck. You're just nimble and quick. You're in and out, all around.
Nimble.
Yeah, you
Who's trying
guys.
to hide, but she's too big.
Yeah, you guys make it there without very much issue. Brew does beeline it right there and push some people out of the way, but it's the commoners largely brush it off after seeing a 7.5 foot tall Goliath push past. So yeah.
I wish you would.
All right, so you guys arrive at the Dustin Vale. It's a North Ward building tucked behind a marble facade on Brindle Alley, with ivy creeping up from the windows and enchantments that keep the shop lit even in the morning fog. So this is like an upscale, like secretive tailor shop that kind of specializes in bespoke nobleware, ceremonial robes, illusion-aided disguises, and outfits for questionable morality. Most people know that, like, if you
Does
want
that fit on a business card?
yeah, yes, pretty much, yeah. Yeah, it's popular with bored nobles, spies, and people with coin. So, what do you guys do?
We're gonna head on in and look for the person who looks like they're in a sell me something.
Well, you guys, when you walk into the building, you see a Waterhaven half-elf holding a pair of scissors in his hands. He's older and he's elegant with a whisper smooth voice and a gaze that kind of cuts like a tailor's knife. He's dressed in robes of this ever-shifting shadowed thread. You can kind of see it here, just being shadowy. He's a old former Harper contact that's now neutral. He knows everyone and keeps secrets for a fee. He's just like, he's the shopkeep for sure. And then behind the counter is a tiefling working away.
Oh. I like them.
So that's who you see.
Okay. I'm going to go up to the elf, half elf. I'm just going to point at him and say, you.
He's going to
Hey.
nod and address and like,
I'm going to point at my body.
yeah.
Suit.
And he's gonna hold up like his fingers like he's measuring like your frame a little bit. He says, yes, one must always dress for the occasion, darling. Even if that occasion is betrayal by candlelight. Let's get you fitted. Come here.
All right.
He's gonna start measuring away.
Oh.
Yeah, he's got to bring
Watch your
over
hands, bud.
he's got to bring over like a little step ladder chair, like pulls it up, so he's got to like stand on that to get like the full measurements, and he's like stretching the the measuring tape. Does anybody else look around or ask for anything?
I was gonna wait for the half elf because I feel, a connection being a half elf myself. I'm hoping to talk to him and maybe score some deals.
I'll talk.
Yeah.
I'll talk to the tiefling and just say I want something neat but reserved. I don't want to make a statement. I just want to fit in with, with some dignity.
You just want to be a fare better than the common folk, says the tiefling behind the counter.
Yes, that would be good.
And they kind of get their measuring tape out and start measuring you. And they say, we haven't stitched for a paladin in a long time. Most come in here in mourning, not in preparation for a wedding.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. Can you make accommodations for my armor and weapons also, please?
It's going to take a bit more fabric, but I'm sure we can work with that.
Okay, what are we talking about? Paladins are not the richest folks in the world.
11 gold.
Okay. I think we can do that for the special occasion.
It's simple, clean, respectable clothing in our Waterhaven style. So yeah, it's 11 gold, and I can get that made up.
Is this a guy or a girl?
It is a them.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, they are a tiefling. They're non-binary. So, yeah, tall, violet-skinned, branching horns, adorned with jewelry. They tell you that they can sew enchantments into clothing using song, and that they can animate the mannequins with a snap. And you can see some of the mannequins step forward, and she's like begins sewing, like for the outfit that you chose. And the high elf is gonna walk up to Malara and ask if you want your measurements taken and what he could help you with.
Yes, please. I was hoping to get a more wedding appropriate shawl and cloak hood for the occasion. And just something that's, elegant but not too over the top.
He reaches back into his fabrics and pulls out a silver veil. And he says this is very, very special. He says this is a veil that glows faintly when lies are told. Wear it if you want the truth or want to test it.
Oh, that would be cool. Can I test it right now in the store?
Certainly.
So Malara puts on the veil and then says something like, "My favorite food is cow turds."
And it glows faintly.
And it
I
doesn't.
would hope it glows faintly.
Well, there you go. See, an obvious lie. How
Indeed.
much is it here, good elf, for this veil that you have here?
That's going to be 15 gold pieces, my dear.
I will definitely take it. And I hand him 15 gold.
Okay, he's gonna stitch that up really quick, and he's already got some animated, mannequins working on Brew's fit. Nimin, do you do anything while you're here? You look around. Valen?
Yeah, Niman's having a look.
You see all kinds of things, gloves, pocket cloaks, masks even.
Nim's gonna ask the tiefling, do you have anything elegant but practical? Something with lots of pockets, maybe? Something like a dark, deep purple, midnight blue.
It's got enough room for a kitten.
As you're talking to the tiefling, the high elf is gonna speak up, and he's gonna say, "Tally, give that one a discount. He's a harper. I know of it. I can smell it when he came in." Yeah, you're gonna get a 10% discount for holding the.
Lovely. Appreciate
pin.
that.
What about me? I'm his best friend.
And she pulls out a concealed pocketed cloak. It looks sleek, hides daggers or scrolls without a bulge. And she's gonna say that's 20 gold pieces.
And I will toss 20 gold pieces over.
Okay, as you're getting the gold counted up and weighed up, and the outfits are still being masterfully created, you're going to see the master, the high elf. He's going to pause and glance towards the dressing area with suspicion. And he's going to say, "Tellyvale, close the south-fitting mirror. We have company." And he says no more. She stops what she's doing immediately and goes over to the south-fitting mirror and closes the doors on it. And just looks back and smiles.
What was that?
Oh, nothing. Surely it's nothing. I can help you over here.
Hannah, is your veil glowing?
I don't know, is it?
Yes.
Bruh.
Oh wow, this veil is so shining, so bright.
What's the lie, dude?
Come on.
I would like for us to go into a skill challenge now.
Oh boy.
Suggested skills include insight, perception, stealth, arcana, deception, and investigation to figure out what's going on here.
Can I do persuasion?
You certainly can. I just suggested some. You just let me know what you want.
I want to do persuasion, and I want to be like, I just want to, again, gesture to myself and be like, look, whatever it is, we can probably help you.
Okay, I like that.
I got dirty 20.
Oh, dirty 20. All right. You notice that their nervousness kind of eases, and they kind of like huddle up next to you and kind of like are just like pointing that direction and just like gesturing that like there's something in there. All right, someone else come on up. What do we got?
I'm gonna do perception and kind of look where they're pointing and see if I can, I don't know, see
Wonderful,
something.
yep.
Anything that's giving me hints as to what might be there. And that is a natural 20.
Dang, guys, 2 natural 20s. You notice a
Mine was dirty.
thin. Oh yeah, yours was dirty. Well, now we got one dirty, we got one natural. So Nimin notices a thin shimmer in one of the enchanted fitting mirrors, but even from behind the doors, it's peeking through. Even in the mirrors next to it, you see illusions concealing a secondary figure. Malara, what do you got?
Can I investigate the shop and see, even if it like this is a magic wardrobe shop, if there's anything that's like distinctly out of place?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's low.
Well, it's a pretty
Let's
low
go back up.
DC for investigation. So, what do you got?
A 4.
Ooh, you're not gonna find anything out of the ordinary. You find, you could tell that this is kind of a shadier business, but you don't find any proof of anything. You don't find anything out of place. All right, Lucian.
It's your third natural 20.
All right, what
And,
skill were you gonna use there?
Let's go.
This
I
one.
was going to use insight
All right.
and see if there's anything that is familiar to me, and if it's evil or if it's a threat.
You start to see some of the mannequins that have been enchanted, some of the mannequins that she'd been using start almost look like they're malfunctioning, and you spot someone who's a little bit too interested, near the mirror. All right, we got 2 successful before 1 failure. I just wanted to see what everyone was doing, and we're gonna count that as a win. You guys, as you're poking around and asking questions, and as the 2 shop owners are pointing, you discover and uncover a disguised servant inside the mirror, and an enchanted and all of these enchanted fitting dummies, these mannequins, come to life and start moving around and moving towards you. See, we got boom. Look at that.
Boom.
Are they menacing?
They look like this. So I mean,
They're so cute.
yeah, they look like.
Give them knives.
Yeah, I don't know. ChatGPT gave them knives. Sora AI gave them knives. And we're gonna go over here to our first battle map.
Ooh.
All right.
Initiative.
Yes, the shop is tight and cluttered. It's filled with clothing racks and enchanted mirrors, tailored tables, and rolls of fabric and hovering candles. Mannequins hang from these hooks that magically float or stand in groups. Most are inert. You'll see that some platforms around you are illusionally enchanted, hiding things like small chests or tethered spellworks. Spellcasting in this environment will risk knocking over racks and igniting fabrics or triggering dormant enchantments. You're surrounded by flammable things and spells.
Cool.
So, we've got a spy who's going to roll for his... Alright, damn,
So-
you guys.
Another now 20.
Hey.
So do we roll for initiative now,
Yep,
or what's
yep,
up?
Please roll for initiative.
Oh wait, I didn't add my initiative bonus. I think it's a dirty 20 then. Yeah, it is.
20, 20, 20, 20.
And then the dummies. How many we got here? Let me give these guys a color.
Damn.
Oops.
Me here with my
Oh.
9.
Next up.
My 9.
Over here with my 9mm, I cast gun. I love that. All right, so we got orange, green, blue, and red. So let's see here. Spies 19. Red is going to be 17.
And the spy seems to be controlling these like he's a magician.
Yeah, you are seeing that they are responding. Oof, blue. Ooh, nat 20. All right, so who had the nat 20? Meatball did? What's your dex? I'm sure you got more dex than an enchanted dummy, but you never know.
14 or +2.
+2, yep. All right. So orange is gonna a 20, but he's gonna go after
Meatball.
Meatball. So if you want to get the whole thing going there, I'll get the calculator in my hand here for damage, because I know.
Am I aware of the spy yet? Have I actually seen it?
We're gonna do a surprise round, and then
Okay.
yeah.
Surprise, mother.
Yep.
Oops. Gosh darn it. Pushing enter sucks.
Yeah, instead of shifting. All right, let me get spy.
Do, 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 do. I like to imagine this is the music we actually have to fight to, because it's like
It's like the
retail
music.
store music.
Yeah, you're in the retail store. I can change it if you want fight music, but
I'm cool with
I kind of
this.
liked it. Yeah, it's kind of dope.
How's your ice cream?
Really good.
Kind of ice cream. Shit.
Oh.
The cookies and cream, I think.
Cookies and cream.
I have,
I
a
need
f-
to get ice
I have
cream
a
here in a minute.
feeling that this is not correct. I have a feeling that my map is not to. I might have to fix that. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix this really quick.
Okie dokie.
Advanced transform. Assign to grid. 3x3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now I gotta go to my tokens.
Is
Make
that all we are to you?
Make you guys smaller again. And I'm gonna put your eyes all right next to each other, and you're gonna tell me where you would be.
I'd probably be over by like where you had me earlier. At the bottom where those mannequins were, like inspecting them.
Alright. Let me just get one of my mannequins over here. Alright, where else do you guys want to be?
That would have been wherever the shopkeep guy was. The elf.
Alright, we're gonna put both of you guys over here. Nimin, where were you? In the shop.
You were talking to the tiefling, right?
Yeah, I was talking to the tiefling.
Let's put the tiefling over here. I gotta get. I don't
yeah,
have.
sure.
I don't have. Let's see if I can find. We'll just put this guy here. The bard is the shop even, and then we'll see if we can find a tiefling. Maybe not. Let's see if I can find one down here. Nope. I don't know. Nope. Of course not.
0 tieflings. Wow.
We're just gonna have to put someone out here. I got dwarfs up the ass. No fucking- Alright, she's a commoner.
You've been downgraded.
Alright, now let me zoom in here. Now let me do some measuring here. That's a little bit better. That makes more sense. You're not the size of a small building anymore. That's nice. I like that. Alright, we got yeah, well, you're a little bit taller. We're gonna do surprise round, which means it's going to be spy, and then we're gonna do top of the order. The mannequins did not get the jump. The spy jumped out. And the mannequins came to life second. So let me get my spy out here. He's going to use Quicken Spell here and cast Shadow Step as a bonus action. So he's gonna move and let's see here. How much can he move? Move 30. So he's gonna move 30 and then he's going to Shadow Step an extra 20. Okay. Alright, he's gonna throw a throwing axe at Malara. He's gonna run up, poof, into shadow, re-poof right in front of her, and just like from 10 feet away, chuck an axe at her.
And I guess I wouldn't have my
throwing axe.
shield out since I'm surprised.
Yeah, you're surprised. Oof, 14 to your AC.
That's gonna miss.
All right, so you spin and dodge out of the way. Take a little bow and dodge out of the way, and we're gonna be top of the order. Brew, what do you got going on?
Okay. I'm going to
20 feet away from that, 25 feet away from that, 45 feet.
run over to red mannequin.
Run over to red mannequin. All right, easy.
I'm gonna try to basically grapple him, or it.
Yeah, grapple the mannequin. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give a strength. Yep. Ooh. A 12.
Oh my god! I got 14.
All right, he's grappled.
Okay. And then I kind of want to, you know, in the Olympics when they do a hammer throw and they swing it around really fast and then let it go?
You're gonna have to give me an athletics check on top of this
Done.
to see how far.
That's 15 plus 6 is 21.
Yeah, you have no problem. Where are you throwing
I want
it?
to
You can throw
at
it
the
10.
flag.
You can throw it 10 feet. So yep. All right, that works. All right, we'll move this guy. Let's see. The spy's gonna roll a dex saving throw and fail. He's prone with a mannequin on top of him. God dang it! You guys are so fucking.
That's like an unarmed strike, right?
Yeah, an unarmed strike. So that's what 1d4.
Yeah.
Takes 3 damage. Okay. Let me see. That's orange. We're gonna have to get. Oh, I'm gonna have to keep track of all of this. All right. So. It's third. Okay, so that's. Just give me 1 second here to get everyone's HP out.
Really hurt on my tattoo. Yeah.
You having a histamine reaction?
I don't know. I had the sticky part of the band-aid was over top of the tattoo I have on my ankle.
Yeah, just make sure to soap it up.
It hurt to take
Alright.
it off.
I bet.
Is it a new tattoo?
No, not
So we got
thankfully.
red, blue, orange, green. All right, on to the next. If that's all you're gonna do, you got anything else you want to do?
I mean, I have 2 attacks, but I feel like grappling and then throwing.
Yeah, that kind of counts as 2.
Yeah. Okay. I'm done.
All right, then it's orange. Who's back up here? Okay. That's so many things
Oh, wait.
open. Oh, wait, what?
Can I just move closer to kind of put myself not
Sure.
in between? Yeah, actually, that's perfect.
All right. A mannequin's gonna shuffle on over creepily to Nimin. Yeah, orange is gonna just spider crawl over to you. And they're gonna try to slam you at a +4. Ooh,
Get slammed.
a dirty 20.
Ooh, with all these
Yeah,
20s.
Damn.
Tonight
You're
is
not
a
the only one that can throw 20s, guys. All right.
Don't say it out loud.
You take 6 bludgeoning damage.
Ow. Ow.
Just hit you with like a table leg he ripped off with iron fittings in it.
Not the table.
Okay, after
craftsmanship.
orange is gonna be Malara.
How far am I away from Nim right now?
Let's see here. 35 feet.
All right, can I move like around to the other side of the table next to Lucian? I got enough movement for that for
20.
sure.
All right, 25.
Yep. And then everybody's within range, so I'm going to cast Bless at a 2nd level so I can include myself in the bonus.
Everyone's getting blessed.
Everyone's blessed.
Whoa.
Already forgot.
And then is it an action or a bonus action to take out like a weapon or a shield?
I think it's a bonus action.
Okay. Well then
Sounds
for my bonus action, I take out my shield and have it in front of me now.
All right.
And that's going to do it for my turn. I am going to step out of this room because I'm getting really hot.
Uh-oh.
Are both doors open?
Just first. No, I'll have to open the second one.
Yeah, open that second door, otherwise you're not gonna get any circulation in there.
Okay.
All right, the spy's turn. He's going to stand up and push a mannequin off of him. He's going to attack you with his twin daggers there, Brew.
Bring it.
Damn. 12 to your AC for the first attack, and
No.
fucking 11 for the second one.
No.
That's at a +5. I rolled a 20 and then like 5 and a 4. So. All right, he's going to use Shadow Step as bonus action. And he's gonna teleport 20 feet away.
Later.
Poof. All right, who do we got up next? We got Lucian in the house.
How far away am I to the spy?
Oh, let's measure you out here. You're 30 feet away.
So could I cover that distance and then attack?
Yes, you have 30 feet, or 30 or 35 feet of movement. So I believe we can move you there.
And then I'm going to I get 3 attacks with each weapon because he's a magic user.
He's not actually a magic user. He's just using like he's like a puppeteer. He's literally like puppeteering some of these.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's not
Sounds
he's,
pretty magical.
well, it is it's
Okay.
not it's not like it might be a magic item or it might be, like he is not a magic user. He's a spy.
Okay. Then I get
And a
2
player.
2 attacks with each weapon.
All right, give me the
So-
first attack.
First one is with modifiers 25.
Damn.
Add a d4.
Oh,
All right,
One
so he's going to he's going to activate his silken cloak as a reaction, and roll with disadvantage on this first attack per round. So his threads flare up, and you suddenly see multiple mirrored illusions of him as you attack. So just roll me the second die and tell me the lowest of your two.
okay. So my first one was, do I add modifiers still?
I believe, yeah. Add your modifiers, add your die roll, and add
A D4.
a d4.
Okay, so the first one
I'm
was
just
with
delaying
modifier.
his death at this point.
The first one with the D4 was 27. The second one is, sorry, it takes me so long.
Okay.
17. That was the
That's
the
the
disadvantage
lowest,
roll.
That's the lowest one. Dang. All right, yeah, you hit him.
Okay, so that's number one. So I'm doing the second one now, or the second weapon of my first attack. So it's 18.
Yep.
Plus the D4.
That's gonna hit.
Okay. So now I hit with the sword once, mace once, and then now I got to do it all again. So 7.
God,
So 9.
dual wielding.
And here's the disadvantage roll.
Yeah.
5. So on my first weapon on my second attack, I rolled one was a 14 and one was a 13.
All right, so the second attack is going to miss.
Okay. And then the second weapon is a 18 plus a die 4. So a 21. And then second disadvantage roll is a natural 20.
Motherfucker.
So I hit with 3 weapons.
All right, you hit with 3 weapons with your 2 attacks. Damn, bro.
All right.
I-
2 swords and 1 mace. First one, I do a lot of damage. I'm telling you right now. So
Well, I'm sure you do.
Do we
4
want to kill him
plus
or we want
5.
to find out what he's doing?
Plus, I'm going to use a smite on that one.
You might want to speak louder if Lucian's just going at it.
No, let him do his thing. He's
You
in
got
his zone.
you got 6 seconds to call out anything that you would call out. Before
Are we
you
sure we want to just kill him?
Meanwhile, Lucian's like, ah!
You want me to kill
Lucian,
him
come
or
back
not?
from your murderous rage. I don't know. I guess ask the spy of our group.
6 seconds. 3 seconds. 2
I'm still
seconds.
rolling. So
All right. Well, Nim didn't say anything. I was just throwing out the idea.
18, 8.
Is he stuffing his face with ice cream?
No.
No.
Okay.
So 36 hit points of damage
God damn it.
with one. I used one of the smites.
That's total damage from all your
sir.
attacks. Okay.
All those attacks.
All right. Still got some fight in him.
And for my bonus, I can shove them, right?
Yep. Roll me a was it strength? Or
right.
athletics, maybe.
All right. Second. Plus 4. 15.
Yep. All right. You're gonna shove him 5 feet. I am. Just body check him. Damn. All right. It's now Red's turn. Red is gonna stand up from being knocked prone and attack Brew. Slam attack.
Ma.
16 to your AC.
No.
Damn it.
I'm a big girl.
All right, then it's Green. Let's see if Green's got enough. Oh yeah, he's gonna jump up on the table, and then jump down on the other side. Attack Nimmin. Ready, Nimmin?
I'm ready.
All right, let's see here.
I'll take it.
Yeah, you probably will. 12 versus your AC. I am rolling like shit. I haven't rolled over 10. Like,
That does not hit.
I'm mad now. All right, Nimin, it's your turn. What do you do? You're surrounded by mannequins.
Oh,
I run away.
There's just like wires everywhere. They're flailing around. One of them's got like a broken mirror in his hand, is like trying to stab you. The other
Let's see.
hit you with a table leg.
I'm wanting to do something fun, but I don't know. I don't know if there's anything fun I can do.
Sure there is. Throw a coffee cup at his head.
Do you have the kitten with you?
Oh, I do.
So help me God.
Okay, is there like, what's the roof look like here? Is there like a chandelier? Is there like any hanging things?
I'm sure. Let's see here. I'm sure there'd be like clothing
I
racks.
want, okay, so
and,
yeah,
you know,
so what I
like,
want to do is I have a grappling hook. I want to swing my grappling hook and swing away from these guys and get to the other side of the counter or something.
even with a grappling hook,
possible?
I think you would take 2 opportunity attacks, but you can totally do it.
I could totally do it.
It would be cool. You could also just run away and take 2 opportunity attacks. It's up to
Well,
you.
actually, I just realized too. I think I have something that allows me to.
You have nimble escape or
Yeah, like something like that.
what do you got? Disengage, perhaps? Did you take
Oh,
disengage?
okay. No, yeah. It's only if I do an attack.
You can
If I
attack
do
and
a
then
s-
disengage.
If I have a sneak attack, I can withdraw, and then
Okay.
move half my speed without provoking opportunity attacks.
And I don't know if there's a way that you
But-
can.
There's no way I can do a sneak attack right now, right?
Yeah, you are pretty well discovered
By myself.
by yourself, hanging out. Yeah, so you could totally do that, but you will take 2 opportunity attacks. Just throwing that
Yeah,
out
let's
there.
do it. Let's do it for the cool factor.
All right, roll me.
Yeah,
a-
I'm gonna swing my grappling hook and try to swing over.
Roll me in athletics to make sure you maintain grip
God.
on this. This is the first time you've ever used a grappling hook. I can take
Athletics or acrobatics?
acrobatics. Yeah, let's do acrobatics.
Yeah, okay, that's better because that's a little better for me. That is a dirty 20.
All right. All right. So we're gonna take 2 attacks here.
20. Let's go.
Ooh, 22 on one, and fucking miss on the second one. I roll a 3. All right. So you're gonna take. Let's see here. Bludgeoning. That's 1d8. Where's my d8? Ugh. You take 3 bludgeoning.
Are you resistant to bludgeoning at all?
No.
As a dwarf? Or do you?
No,
does it
I
matter?
don't get it. I keep all
You
my.
don't, yeah, you don't
Oh,
get
I
all your.
see.
You keep your racial
I just
stats.
look like a
You
dwarf.
just look like one. Yeah, it's a disguise. All right. So you got away. Where do you go?
Actually, I was gonna go on the counter. I think I was gonna say behind the counter, but I might just go
True.
on the counter.
Let's put you on the counter. What the hell? The
So I guess
half-elf
that's
is
an
like-
action, right?
Yep, that would be a move
That would've been
action.
an action.
Yeah, that would be.
So
You got like a bonus to hide. You got like you want to inspire anyone.
yeah, I think I'm gonna inspire someone.
Bruce, top of the order.
Yeah, I'm gonna use Master of Tactics and tell Brew, there, try to do something cooler than that.
All right. Yeah. The tiefling shrieks in horror as she gets attacked by a
She's like,
mannequin.
Why did you leave me?
Yeah, pretty much.
You left her.
Oh, he's gonna botch. God dang it. So she
I
just
don't
like
have any eyes.
she just like grabs a hold of him and is like, "What are you doing? I've made you," you know.
My
All right.
creations.
All right, they are unharmed, but they are surrounded by mannequins. Let's go top of the order with Brew. What do you got into?
Okay, I'm gonna rage.
Rage. All right, what's that look like?
Rage. I think she's. I think she shreds the last of her clothes.
Yeah.
She goes
Full berserk.
yeah. Okay.
Just
let
like
me activate
tattered
that.
clothing.
Basically.
Love it.
There we go. And okay. I'm gonna hit mannequin number 1.
Plus a
Well, red.
D4.
Plus a D4.
Oh yeah, shit. Oh, guys, got to remember to remind people to do. You're blessed.
I put it on a sticky note on my screen.
There you go. Smart.
16. 16 plus 4. That's 20.
That's gonna
Dirty
hit.
20.
Yeah, it's gonna. You guys are good tonight.
Imagine. It means we're gonna be shit at the wedding.
Yeah, it means that
Um,
this wedding's gonna be tough.
Okay, damage is 17.
Whew, okay, that's on red.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'll do my second attack on the same one.
How much damage was that again? 17, you said?
17, yeah.
Okay, second attack, go ahead.
Is 14 to hit?
That's gonna meet their AC. They're hardened wooden
Hey.
cloth, so
And damage is 16.
you're gonna kill it.
Ah! I hate wood.
All right, take it out of the turn order. Red is gone.
And then I'm gonna close the distance between me and the spy guy.
How much movement speed do you have?
I have 45.
Where would you like to go? You could pretty much go anywhere around him. You just
I'll
can't
go
move
on,
past
like,
him.
The bottom of him.
All right.
Yep.
Perfect. You screwed up now, bro. All right, orange. That's up here. Orange is gonna come jump around the table. He's gonna attack the tiefling. Oof. They're gonna take max damage.
Oh,
Just
no.
10 damage, and
Jeez.
they're tied up and restrained. Wrapped up in this, this evil mannequin's wires. All right, Malara.
So how much damage did that tiefling take?
10 bludgeoning.
How are they looking?
They are restrained and they are bleeding. They're not bleeding very far, but they're bleeding from the head, just like a
Oh,
little bit.
okay. I was gonna do something,
They
but I
still
think
got
it'll be
some
okay for now.
They still got some fight left. But these are tailors, not warriors. Not adventurers. These are these are like people who specialized in magic, like singing into a robe. So
All right. Can
Who
you
hasn't?
move me like 3 squares to the right and 3 squares up?
3 squares to the right, and 3 squares up. Alright,
Like over left 1 square. I guess the other way. There you go. Like there.
right here.
Perfect. Yes.
All right.
I move there, and I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt as a 2nd level spell, right at the green and blue.
Green and blue. You can target two.
Well, I'm gonna target green, but my hopes is that it's gonna be so powerful that it also just gets at blue too. But
I don't think that's
we'll
how
see.
that spell works.
all right, it's at green then.
Tell me who you're attacking. There we go, we're
So I'm
attacking
gonna
green.
attack, and I also get a plus D4.
Yep, you're blessed.
So I
Blessed.
attack. And my D4. Okay, so I have a 22 versus their armor class,
Holy shit.
and I cast it as a level 2, which I already mentioned,
Holy shit.
which means that I get an extra hit die. So I get 5d6 radiant damage.
Damn. All right, let's go. I like when I can hear the dice from the other room.
It's gonna be 23 radiant damage. 2 green.
He's got stuffing and cloth ripped up and wood splintered. But you also set off some reactionary illusionary bursts around. Make a DC 13 wisdom saving throw.
Okay, I also get a plus D4 to that for my bless. DC wisdom.
Yes.
It's gonna be a 12.
Ooh, all right. So you become disoriented by the illusionary bursts that are coming off of the mannequins and the surrounding enchanted clothing.
Okay.
You're going to have confusion effect.
Okay.
So you're confused for one turn.
1 round. Okay. Let me know what that means whenever I'm attacked or I attack. Also, the mannequin
Confusion.
that I just attacked is illuminated, so therefore the attack against them, the very next attack against them will have advantage.
All right. It basically just means that you lose a reaction. You lose like a thing.
All right, that's very descriptive. Thank you.
Yeah. you lose.
Gotcha.
Basically, you lose a turn.
So I don't
You
have
really
any
can't-
sort of action or bonus action,
The next after that, no.
just for 1 round.
Just for 1 round.
Okay. It hurts itself in confusion.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you're just confused. You can't tell who's who or where. There's a lot of
Okay.
illusionary spells on like some of the clothing.
I'm just like kind of almost like flashbanged from
Yeah, pretty much.
like the surrounding
Yeah.
magic.
Yeah.
All right.
Flashbacks of Nom.
All right.
That is it for my turn.
All right, it's Spy's turn, and he's going to shadow step 20 feet, getting the fuck away from you.
You can run.
And he is going to how much? He got 30 movement speed after that.
Ooh, does that confusion break my concentration?
Yes. Oh, roll for
Okay.
it. Roll for it on your next. I guess you should have rolled for it then.
Well, I can roll for it right now, but
Roll
I
for
just
it
want to
right
know
now.
what
Yeah,
what
roll
do I
f-
have to roll?
Concentration saving throw.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Like constitution, you mean? Because I don't think concentration's a thing.
Concentration is wisdom.
And I still have bless in rolling for this, but I think it passes because I got a base 19. So
You're good. You're maintaining.
okay, everybody's still
concentration.
blessed then.
All right, so you're going to get attacked by 2 daggers from
Me?
this spy. Yep. You poofed away and saw the cleric standing out in the open by herself. 17.
It's gonna miss with my shield.
Ah. And a botch. That's the second botch
It's also
today.
gonna miss.
Yeah, it's gonna miss. I know it's gonna miss.
Oh, that's gonna miss.
He's just gonna stab into your fabric. Just like stab into your cloak. Completely missing you. All right, Lucian.
I'm gonna close with the spy
No problem. 25 feet away.
and attack that bastard.
All right.
All right, so first one.
Plus a D4.
Yeah, well, I rolled a 5 for the first one, so I don't think a D4 is gonna help me.
No, probably not.
Okay.
Your second weapon.
Second one. Yeah, the second one for the first attack is 21.
Dang.
So the mace hit. Now for the second round of attacks.
So that was once per round that he can use his. Okay, hold on. Let me just read my own. Yeah, disadvantage. 1 attack per round. All right, so this round he's going to use his silken robes on one of your attacks. So roll with disadvantage on your last roll.
Okay. So I get 2 attacks. So is it both? Or-
Technically, let's make it both because you're using 2 weapons for 1 attack.
Sure.
It's
Okay. So the first one was
hate to
before
make
I
you
rolled
roll
the
more,
die
but-
for it was 21, but I'm gonna roll it again because it's at disadvantage, right?
Yep. And then just give me the lowest with a +4.
Okay, that's 21. And do I need to roll the +4?
Yeah, at
Therefore?
that point now. Just
Okay.
save some time rolling dice here.
All right, then my second attack was a 15, and the disadvantage roll was an 18, so 15. Does that hit?
That does not hit. That one's going to miss.
Okay, so for the first hit for the mace, it is 9,
Okay.
and then for the longsword, it is 13.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, that was exactly the HP he had left after the first attack.
Good.
All right, so yeah,
Stuck on that.
he's dead. And after he dies, you notice that all of the other mannequins kind of just go limp. The ones that just like pile on top of the tiefling in a big mess of wires and, pulleys and stuff. We are done.
Dang.
Out of turn order. What
Nice.
do you guys do?
Let's
I
search
get the
the
sh-
spot.
Okay. Everyone runs over to that spy. Everyone runs over there.
I want to
Well-
investigate the mannequins. I'm
I'm
intrigued
pointing
by
at the
them.
shopkeep and saying that gets us a discount, right?
I'm gonna go help the tiefling. So they
All
gotta.
right. So Nimin, you're like searching around the spy. Lucian and Malara are helping the tiefling out from the mess. So Malara and Lucian give me a sleight of hand to like get all the wires and knots out. And Nim, while they're doing that, you find a blood stamped order signed in infernal script.
I got a 5 for sleight of hand.
Okay, Lucian, what'd you get?
I got a 13.
It takes you guys a while, but you managed to finally untie her or them. I forgot because it's gave her big tits on the little token there. It's getting confusing. All right, you guys do gain favor with Halvar and Tally.
Oh, yeah, we
And not only are you guys gonna get a discount, Halvar says, he hands you a mask of scrying.
do. Ooh. What does this do?
Can we do Arcana check on it?
Sure can.
So the tiefling took damage, right?
Yes.
19.
I'll heal the tiefling with lay on hands. How many did it take?
Took 10 damage. 10 bludgeoning.
All right.
What did
Does
you-
anyone know how to read Infernal Script?
Nope.
I got a 19 to my Arcana on the.
Malara, you hold the scrying mask, and you know that you could use this to see or hear a particular creature you choose that is on the same plane of existence as you. The target must make a wisdom saving throw, which is modified by how well you know the target and what sort of physical connection you have towards it. So I'm just going to copy all this, and I'm going to give this to whoever...
Who wants the mask? Because I'm already wearing like a little tiara and a veil.
I'm good.
I'll take it.
Okay. I give it over to Nib.
Oops, that's not what
That might be useful to you raising your little kitten too.
Yeah.
She count.
Too bad the kitten didn't get involved in this melee, because it might have
Yeah,
got chopped in half.
Yeah, it could have
Yeah,
hit
yeah.
some damage.
Too
It does
bad.
have stats. It does have stats. So. Yeah, actually, let's have you make some rolls for the cat real quick. Some animal handling roll. See how well it handles being in your pocket after a fight and being grapple hooked all over the place.
My new deep pockets on my cloak. All right, what do you want to do?
Animal handling, please.
Feed it some of the spy meat so it gets calmed down.
That is a 14.
All right, it's going to try to crawl and scratch its way out of your pockets. What are you gonna do for it to convince it to not get out?
Absolutely nothing.
I still have a little bit of meat in my pocket, so I'm gonna, in one of my other pockets, so I'm gonna pull that out and drop it into the pocket.
All
Easy.
right, yep.
They're in.
You
It's in.
you manage to keep its head peeked down, and you
And
no
I'm gonna like
problem.
scratch its head as well as I toss it in there and kind of scratch the back of its head.
So they're going to clean up. They're gonna roll up one of the spies in the rug. You know, they're just gonna roll that spy up and say, "I'm sure, just probably a disgruntled former customer. I'm sure, nothing to worry about at all. Thank you very much for helping us." And they give Brew a red half-formal suit, half-battle vest made of reinforced silk. We have that picture, don't we, somewhere?
Yeah.
Nice. You want to put that in? Do you have the
just a
picture?
second.
Put it in live sessions, and we'll pull it up so you can see. We worked on Brew's outfit. I didn't really work on anyone else's outfit, but we did work on Brew's outfit.
I mean, I specifically asked for it. So.
Lucian, you wind up with your armor fitted with some nice
Oh.
clothing underneath that's like incorporated into. Yeah, there's Brew. I love it. So you're looking a lot bulkier than you normally do, but you're in your armor, but it looks like you could fit in at any nobleman's estate.
Fuck yeah.
And Malara and Nimin, you got your stuff. All right. Anything else before we leave?
Yeah. Can I go up to the elf guy and once again gesture at my person and the shredded clothes that I'm now wearing and be like, do you have anything to give me?
Some commoner's clothes in your size? He does, but it's not. They're not. It's hard to find feminine clothes of that stature on certain notice. So he does give you commoner
some
clothes, but
pants.
it's just like it's pants and a shirt and stuff. But he also gives you your clothes. You all get your fancy clothing for the wedding, and you guys start to head back towards the Castle Ward and the Alabaster Hollow where you guys have been staying.
Oh yeah, we got new digs.
On our way out, I want to say you might want to get new mannequins.
They're definitely gonna need new mannequins because they're everywhere, broken into pieces. One's still glowing with divine light from Malara, So, but now you have this infernal script. You have this blood stamped order. What are you guys gonna do? What are you thinking? What would?
Well, we need to find somebody who knows infernal.
Is there a read spell or read magic or something like that?
I don't know it.
I don't think I have anything like that.
Yeah, I don't have anything.
Do you have, Nim? What do you really have in there?
Would Nim know of a person that can
Yeah.
decipher languages?
Yeah.
Roll me a history. You can remember any good scribes in town.
Nat 20.
You know of just the one.
I
Blindar Doofelfart.
I like him.
We just throw up a name here. Yeah, Blindar, he's a scribe. He's really heavy into books. You know that he's in a temple at some pretty close by in the North Ward. So you guys make your way there.
Yeah, I'm still disguised as best I can and being
Yeah.
cautious.
So, Nimin, you go in as your dwarf form, and you see a scribe sitting in the temple, you know, filing books and like putting things away and like readjusting his glasses. And he's just a pudgely human. What do you do?
I'm wondering if you can help us with this. What's it called?
It's an infernal script.
An infernal script.
Yeah, it's the language
Um,
infernal.
We need some help translating it. If you can.
All translations are 3 gold each.
We can do that. I will toss him 3 gold.
He's gonna sit down at the desk and gesture you to sit down, and the others kind of like stand around. It's a really cramped room that he's in, just like books everywhere, moths flying around in the candlelight. He kind of like holds out his hand for the gold.
All right, I toss it to him.
He weighs it up and puts it in the drawer and says, "All right, let's see what you have. Better be interesting."
All right, I pull out the sheet and put it in front of him.
He's gonna like, you know, turn pale a little bit, and he's gonna say, "Infernal, where did you get this?"
Well, we found it. We came across it.
Dead guy.
I mean, that's not a lie, so I'm not gonna have you roll deception, but roll me a persuasion to persuade him to actually have anything to do with this. He's freaked out.
That is a 12.
He's gonna toss it back on the table and says, "No deal. You can have your gold back. I don't have anything to do with this." He's gonna stack it back up.
Well, how much gold would it take to change your mind?
Roll me a persuasion again with advantage.
How much blood would it take to change your mind?
Are you going to say that? Because you can roll an intimidation as well.
Yes.
I rolled a 19.
Roll an intimidation.
18 plus 4 is 18.
He's freaked out more about Brood than he ever was about this letter, and he's really interested in gold. For 2 more gold, he will easily translate whatever you want.
Thank you. And I tossed the 2 gold onto the table.
He's like gonna wipe up a little bit of sweat on his brow and put his gold away, and he's gonna very carefully open it up. And he's gonna say, hold on, this is an old word for look or monitor. Yeah, monitor the wedding arrivals, confirm delivery, secure. This is where it gets a little hard here. Secure the crown, crown, unholy symbol. I'm not really too sure. Something about a crown at the end.
Maybe Brew can convince you to find out a little more.
It's all I know. I swear it's something about secure the crown. Yes, it's very clear here at the end actually, and then some kind of infernal sigil here. I don't know.
That's
You're
all
not
it
sure
says.
what the sigil is?
Nope, he doesn't know. He's gonna fold it up and give it back. So that's all it says.
Did Malara's veil
Uh,
thing?
Nope.
Oh.
No. Yeah, you
Okay.
looked at Malara
Okay.
and you didn't
All right.
see that he's in fact telling the truth.
All right. You've been a lot of help. Thank you, sir.
You can keep your blood.
Here's a couple more gold to make sure that no one knows we were here.
He's very tight-lipped now. Yeah, he doesn't want anything to do with anything you got going on. Yeah. Duffelfart is quiet as a church mouse. All right, so as you guys get back to the Alabaster Hollow in the late evening, the wooden floorboards creak as you step through the threshold of the Harper townhouse, and the familiar scents greet you. Old parchment, candle wax, and the faint trace of lilac. It's Lyra sitting inside the foyer. The lanterns are already lit, and a lone figure lounges by the hearth, legs crossed in tailored boots that haven't seen mud in weeks. Her gloved hand swirls a glass of dark wine lazily. Lyra Voss, elegant, lethal, and always 2 steps ahead of her own shadow. A senior Harper handler with too many secrets and not enough time. She doesn't smile, not really. Come in, all of you.
I go and sit down near her.
Nimin.
What'd you do, Nimin?
After your old stash got hit, the Eyes Thieves Guild is acting strange. All sorts of people from the Underdark, from Skullport, all of them coming under his, and she puts down her glass and holds up, air quotes, his thumb. And on top of that, there's necrotypes of all sorts all over Skullport looking for a crown or something.
Yeah, we've heard of this.
What do you know?
When did you steal a crown?
Apparently there's a crown at this wedding that is some kind of unholy symbol, it seems.
Yeah, the phylactery of some kind. Surely that's what they need. That's what they're looking for. And the eye has it. And it's making him powerful in ways that we couldn't imagine.
Yeah, we don't want that.
She stands and approaches you with a measured grace, and a single sheet of parchment flicks from her coat. It's a black iron circlet, ringed with bone-white opals. Sound familiar?
Do I know that?
Yeah, you know. Roll a history, actually. Roll a history to see how much you can remember about that score you did.
The crown's name is Shirley.
That is a 10.
You've got a vague memory. There were a lot of things there. And you left and Thalarin stayed, so Thalarin would know more. And he says, your friend Thalarin traded the location for his life before we reassigned him. It looks like the eye took this relic. And like, the blood kind of starts to drain from your face. You know, you like, she steps closer and her voice goes a little bit lower. There are few people skilled enough to find you passage into Skullport. Fewer still that we can trust. There's a ship leaving on the black tide tonight. She sails no banners, and the crews won't ask questions. Just gold. And she tucks a small black coin, like a golden black coin into your hand. It's cold and heavy, and it's marked with the twisted Ouroboros. She'll take you to the South Sea of Cays, through what is left of the locks, and deliver you to the Black River, if you survive the ride. Skullport's not far ahead. I'm tasking you again, Nimin, and all of you, with another dangerous mission. Do you accept this?
We still get to go to the wedding, right?
This is probably just as
I got a suit
important.
and everything.
It is a week out, but we must secure the phylactery. Understand this. If it's down there, it's not just cultists and cutthroats who want it. If the eye guards what we call it, or if the eye guards what it can't sell, you're already too deep to walk away.
Yeah, this is important. I look at everyone else. I'm like, we have to do this. Are you guys coming with me?
Sure thing, little buddy.
Sure.
Now, hold on a minute.
Of course.
This seems to be getting us farther and farther away from where this fucking wizard is.
You're not wrong, she says. But imagine this. If it's made the eye as dangerous as he is now, imagine if that wizard gets a hold of that phylactery. He'll have
Exactly.
everything he needs to raise a lich and its army with it. Please, Brew. We need this.
Can't we just go kill him now?
We could, but there's no telling, you know. He's locked up behind, you know, a whole villa on the hill. There's a lot that goes into this. We have a plan, Brew. Please.
Brew just storms away upstairs. She's not gonna say anything. She's
Lyra's
not going anywhere.
Lyra's gonna down her wine. And look
Don't
at
worry
the,
about
look
her.
at the rest of you.
We'll figure her out.
Good fucking luck. Okay.
All right, now we got a skill challenge on our hand. How are we gonna convince Brew to go along with the mission, the journey through the South Sea Caves? What are you guys gonna do?
Yeah, how guys?
We
I'm
could
gonna
drug
tell-
her and then
I'm gonna tell Brew that if we're successful here, it just makes it that much easier to get the person that killed your father.
All right, roll a persuasion with.
I gotta get my screen back in. Go get the bonuses. 18.
All right, you're pretty persuaded there. That's a pretty persuasive little speech he gave you.
It's just because I like you.
All right, Nemin, what are you doing?
yeah, I'm gonna tell her, yeah, Brew, we're not losing sight of what you want either. But if we do this, we can fix a lot of things, including what you want to take care of. Do you want to roll for that?
I do, yes. I want to roll for all of it.
That is a dirty 20.
Dang, you guys been coming in clutch. Them dirty
Making me all
20s.
soft and shit.
All right, two success.
Stop it, guys.
Okay, Malara, what would you say? You don't have to roll at this point. We've got the 2 successes.
I just want to be insightful as to maybe why Brew doesn't want to go into the caves or wherever we're going.
Yeah, roll an insight check.
It's gonna be a 24.
Why
Dang,
does
guys.
Brew not want to go? Why you just tell her what she incites off of what Malara would incite off of Brew.
I mean, Brew loves a fight, and so it's very unusual for her to turn down any chance of one. But this would be the biggest fight of her life.
Yeah,
It's revenge, and
yeah, it's like the one thing.
So you're
fueling
kind of like
Brew.
solo-sided on this, like getting to the revenge part.
have been for my entire life almost. Especially
Brew,
because I never thought I'd find him again.
Brew, I will do everything in my power to pay the way for you to get your hands on that monster.
And may I offer you my final butter skull in this trying time?
How long have you had this?
It's gotta be
Don't worry,
rancid
it's a little
by now.
melted.
It's not even a skull anymore. It's just a ball.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah, okay, so it's a butterball.
butterball.
And it stinks.
You're onto
It's
something.
rancid.
Like,
Covered
it's
in
either gonna
fuzz.
go to Brew or the cat. So, you want it?
Fuck that cat.
Fuck
gonna
that
take it.
cat. All right. So the journey through the South Sea Caves. We're gonna begin the scene at the dockside. You guys in the dark of night, you head out. Do you bring your kitten, and do you bring your horses, or do you just walk? Because it doesn't matter either
Well,
way.
I'll rather walk.
Yeah.
I'm walking.
Make sure the horses are taken care of, though.
Oh yeah, they're in the Alabaster Hollows stables, and a Harper boy, a young Harper agent, is earning his internship watching your horses.
Make
So
sure
are we
that
leave-
poop is clean.
Are we leaving right away, or are we leaving in the morning?
You're
or how
leaving
are
in the night. Yeah, you're leaving right away. It's dark.
Oh,
You're
nice.
leaving under the cover of darkness. You all make it down there. I'm just gonna ask before we leave. Did you bring the kitten? I just need to know.
Yeah.
I figured as
Yeah.
much.
He's always on me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I figured as much. All right, so fog clings to the harbor like a burial shroud. The lanterns here burn low, their oil thinned by disinterest. Old nets hang like cobwebs between listing posts. No guards patrol this far down the wharf. Not on a night like this. Too many questions down here. Moored at the far end of a rotting jetty is a sloop with tar-dark sails and salt-painted windows and wood. Its hull bears its old name scorched into the bow, the Full Barrel. It rocks in a rhythm with the black tide as if impatient to be gone. As you all approach, you see a figure leaned up against a coiled rope, arms crossed, eyes watching you like a hawk's beneath a wide-brimmed hat with seawater. "You're late," she says to you all.
You're early.
She's gonna laugh a little bit. Her voice cooled, clipped, and with the slightest oceanic tilt, this half-elf, half-sea elf is full of tune. "The name's Alondra Swiftwake. Welcome to my ship and my crew. You got my payment?" And she walks up to you all with ease of someone who's killed quietly on a rocking deck and buried the body without a splash. "I was told to expect trouble, and you all look the part."
Likewise.
She's gonna eye each of you with quick assessment. She's gonna look at the barbarian's scars, the rogue's twitchy hands, the fighter's silent fury, and a sultry eye on the cleric's fine dress. She's seen your kind before, and ferried worse. This ain't a tour boat, okay? There's no galley aboard my ship and no hammocks either. If you fall overboard, I'll assume it's intentional. Understand?
I
We
can't.
understand.
Understand.
And she's gonna
Whatever.
pull a knife from her belt, and she's gonna cut a. She's gonna hold out her hand for her payment.
I don't pay her.
You remember?
With the coin.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. She's gonna take that
Almost forgot
coin. She's gonna take her coin, and with her knife, she's gonna cut a black fish hook token from a twined rope hanging near her hip, and hand it to you. And she's gonna say, "Now I need 50 gold up front, and that'll buy you passage downstream, past the rocks, through the locks, into the river. But once we hit Skullport's current, you're off my ledger." You guys have the 50 gold together?
Yeah, I'm sure we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Want to split that evenly?
Sure.
Yeah, we could do that. Like, I'll do 13 gold for myself.
I'll do 6.
Do 15.
And I'll do the rest.
I'll do my
I'll
12.
do 6.
I didn't even know. I was like, whatever. You're a paladin. You give it all away.
She tosses the token to Nim, and her tone sharpens just a notch. "You'll keep your heads low and your hands off my crew. Your weapons stowed
Always.
unless I say otherwise, all right?
Loud and clear.
If something comes out of the water that I shouldn't expect, I'll expect you to kill it before it kills us."
Does she recognize my staff as a weapon, or should be like, you wouldn't deprive an old woman of her walking stick, would you?
No, she's just basically saying don't pull out a weapon when you shouldn't. You know, you're okay
Okay.
to have them, and she expects you to use them.
Okay.
One of the crewmen is a haunched dwarven sailor with barnacles in his beard, and he scowls at you all as he loads a harpoon gun on the rail. Another, a quiet tiefling woman with golden eyes, lights a lantern that burns blue-green with a fairy fire oil. The smell is strange, almost of lavender and brine. As you walk up, you hear the dwarf say, "The caves remember voices, so you'll stay quiet unless you want company. And if you hear singing from the deep, plug your God's damned ears." And the tiefling smirks. And the captain says, "If all this sounds acceptable, welcome to the Full Barrel. I promise you won't forget the ride, even if you wish you could." right, so everybody board
Sounds
the boat.
great.
It's gonna, they're gonna unmoor, and you're gonna sail out of the harbor and around the way. You notice there is a strong current coming out of a cave, and somehow they're going to manage to get in there, among the crashing waves and jagged rocks. She's gonna scream out, the captain's gonna scream out, "To your stations and hold on tight." We got a skill challenge. Let me get another image up here. And then we're gonna roll for a skill challenge.
Just so you know, you're kind of cutting out just a little bit on some of your sentences.
Testing 1 2 1 2. Testing. Is it still a little staticky? Should we wait a second?
It's not staticky as so much as like it'll cut out like the last word of your sentence every 6 sentences.
Dang. All right. Well, I'll try to make sure. I don't know. It's probably just Discord throttling.
The ghosts.
It's the dang ghost. All right.
Jealous.
So some of
I'll
the
do-
suggested, we got dexterity, wisdom, strength, intelligence. You can use whatever you want. What do you guys got?
Do
Alright.
athletics to hang on.
Yeah, strength. All right.
I'll do the
18
same.
plus 6,
Athletics.
23.
23. All right. You managed to help adjust the sails and get an oar firmly in the water to help steer towards the cave. Lucian, you
I-
said strength as well. Lucian, why don't you give me an athletics check too?
22 with my modifier.
All right, that's gonna meet, and you're going to manage to hang on tight as waves splash you in the face, and she carefully manages to go between 2 shipwrecks. Nimin, what do you got?
I'm gonna do acrobatics,
All right.
and I'm gonna grab like a rope or something that's hanging and grab it and like swing around and hold on to like, I don't know, something. I guess maybe the ropes on the side there or something, just to
Yeah, you're
Bring
just trying to
myself to the
brace
boat.
against the wild
yeah,
rocking.
brace myself. I don't have the strength, so I'm using
Your dexterity.
my dexterity. It was a 12.
Ooh, you are going to get thrown around. You're going to get. At first, you start swinging out really well, but then, the thrashing of the ship really starts to kick in, and you slide from one end to the other, taking some bludgeoning damage. You're going to take 3 bludgeoning.
Can
And-
I grab him and hold him?
And you are prone. Let's see what Malara's doing, because she's the last one to act, and then we'll give reactions.
You said was intelligence was also an option?
It is, yes.
I want to intelligently like judge the push and the pull of the waves so that I can almost like glide on my tippy toes using the
I love
ship
it.
as like a surfboard.
All
So
right.
elf.
Yeah.
Major elf.
Nat 20.
Yeah, you use your skilled observation of the natural passage of the tides to time your stepping forward and stepping backwards. And you basically are like,
Disoriented,
yeah.
walking.
Yeah, you're moonwalking. Lucian, give me a reaction to you seeing Nim slide past you and slam into the wall. He's about to slide back the other way, and it looks like he might go overboard with the next rocking of the boat.
I'm
What would
gonna-
he do?
I'm gonna try to grab my little friend.
All right, roll
to
me.
port.
Let's see here. What would that be? Probably dexterity of some
Okay.
kind. And Nimin, why don't you roll a dex saving throw too? And if you roll above a 10 for your dex, we'll add a +1 to Nimin's roll.
I rolled a 21.
All right, so you aid in this. So give me a roll, Nimin, and then add a +1 to that roll.
And am I a modifier? Did you say
Yeah, dex.
dex?
Yeah. It's like
That is
dex saving
16.
throw. All right, so you're gonna reach out and put your hand out, Lucian, and at the last second, as Nim's sliding past towards the open port of a hole of the ship, with the whitewash down below, you grab a hold of him and keep him from falling overboard. And you make
Hang
it.
on, friend.
You make it into the caves, guys. Everyone managed to make it inside of the South Sea caves, and it's dark. You see razor sharp rock spines hanging from the ceiling. Let me pull up the next image here. This is the next area. You imagine you're all on this boat, and there's a bunch of people on that boat.
I see it.
Yeah, you can see it, right?
See it in my eye.
So that was Act 1, going into the South Sea Caves. We had a challenge with the exploration of the caves here. Nobody fell over, so that's good. We're on to the second area. These are magical locks. So once we're inside, once we're deeper, you see bioluminescent fungus illuminates the way. As magical stone gates rise and lower, controlling the descent. These ancient elven arcane scripts glow faintly as the ship passes through water chambers that lower the water level gradually, sending echoes through the mountains. Roll me, if you guys want, you can examine the locks, or roll me whatever skill checks you want. This would be a good time. Just imagine like the Sioux locks, but giant and magical. I don't know. I'm from Michigan, so the only locks I've ever seen in my life has been the Sioux locks. Does everyone know what a lock is?
Yes.
Kinda.
So a lock is an area that basically is like, it locks the water in place, and so that it can move water levels up and down, so you can move elevation with boats.
One of those.
Yes, you're going down in elevation. Each lock opens up, and you descend lower and lower. So would any of your characters be interested in these, or what would your characters be doing?
I'm gonna try to look, but I rolled a 7.
Yeah, you're just peering into the darkness. You see a lot of glowing script, but you're not really too magical in nature. You just know that it's working, and yeah. Anybody else?
Can I just like do an Arcana check for the vibe of this?
A vibe check, an Arcana vibe check. Sure, why not?
It's gonna be a 21.
You know that mages engineered these locks a long time ago, and that they're old, but the magic here still lingers, and it hums with an unnatural force.
Vibe is unnatural
And old.
and old.
Nimin, do you do anything while you're down here?
Um,
Or what would Nimin be doing?
I don't know. I guess he'd be looking for any like hints of anything of what we're searching for, or like what we need to. I guess he's just keep being like hyper aware of his surroundings, and like you said, it's dark down here, right?
Yeah, it's definitely.
So like
a
I have dark
cave.
vision, so
Yeah.
can I see more than others? Kind of.
Give
is
me
it
a
like- is it
perception
just
with
like-
give me a perception with advantage.
Good thing that's advantage. Huh? Oh, never mind. I rolled a 1 and a 2.
Wow.
You stand at the bow, and the boat rocks a little bit and splashes salt water in your eyes,
Yeah.
and so like you're just like and just as about the time that happens, everything kind of grinds to a halt. Your captain kind of like
Captain the captain.
yeah, pulls the sails up a little bit so that the boat stops, and walks to the front and says, lock must be stalled. All right, yeah, you all have to get off and see what's going on here. And she's going to pull the boat up to the side of the locks. Off you go, figure out what's wrong. Get to it.
He's gonna give a really big dramatic sigh.
Do I look like a boat engineer? Like,
Well, somebody's got to figure out what's wrong, and I'm the boat captain. I can't leave my boat.
So you're called the boat captain?
I'm the captain. I. Just gonna give you a stern look.
Give one back. I'll go look.
Wouldn't it be better if one of your crew who knew what they were looking for did it?
My crew only knows about the boat. And to look for merfolk while you're out there. And you see the dwarf scanning the waters with the harpoon gun while the tiefling holds up the lantern. They're the only two crewmen that you see besides her.
God's sake. I'll jump off.
Yeah, I'll jump off with her.
Does anyone else go?
Yeah.
I
off
will
with the
remain on the boat, but keenly watching.
The captain's keenly watching you, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
She likes that fancy dress you got. So yeah, you guys are out on the lock. It's like a big, giant mechanical system that has been carved with magic runes. What do you guys do?
drawing my weapons so I can have light. And
Nice. I like that.
just to be ready. Let's investigate. Is the boat up against something, or?
Yeah, well, you say you're gonna investigate. That's a skill. Why don't we give us? Does anyone want to help Lucian investigate what's going on here? Brew, what do you, Nimmin, what do you guys do? So you basically see Lucian take out his light blessed object. Was a mace, I think.
Both my sword and mace will
Okay.
glow with light.
Yeah, so both of his weapons glow, and yeah, you see the locks kind of like locked up a little bit.
I rolled a 16 for investigation.
Could I do like a sleight of hand and try to see what's like locking them up?
So with his
Or-
investigation roll, Lucian quickly finds an area where some fishing lines and like seaweed and sticks and stuff kind of is like stuck inside of the mechanisms. So if you
Or we
want
might need you.
so if you want to roll a sleight of hand for that, you could try, but it's gonna be
You want me to hit
Yeah.
something?
I'm
Yeah.
I'm on guard, so it may be a trap. So.
all right. So you're like looking behind, scanning the waters.
Okay, yeah. Can I do my sleight of hand to make sure it's like not a trap or nothing's gonna like trigger anything?
Sure. Yeah.
See if I,
Roll
like,
roll
check for
check
traps?
check for traps.
Yeah, checking for traps. Yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Ooh. Oh damn. Okay, that's a 27.
You
Okay.
feel around the stuck mechanisms and you don't see any strange levers or attachments going to anywhere else. You think that it's just been a long time since these locks have been maintained or used properly. Most of the people that use this are smugglers and they don't really care if things work properly. You know, they're just trying to get in and out as quick as possible.
Can I? Am I close enough that I can just like reach in and like move some of that stuff that's in there and try to clear it out a little bit?
You could try.
What if
Or
Malara
maybe-
uses a mend spell?
If you kind of, it's a little ways down for you because you're so short. You'd have to like kind of like hold the ledge and like kick at it to like try to get it out, or like hold the ledge and like try to remove stuff yourself if you wanted.
yeah, I'm gonna look at Brew and say this is a little far for me. Maybe you could give it a try. Clean some of that junk out of it.
You saying you're too little for this?
Yes, Brew. I'm admitting that I am too little for a job, and you are big and strong.
Thank you. I'll try to clear it out.
All right, Brew, roll me. What are you gonna use? What would Brew use? Should just try
I would
brute strength.
use- Let me see. Yeah, just a regular old strength.
All right, give me a strength check.
That's a 5.
There's just a big stick and log and a whole nest of, you know, wire and, you know, just all kinds of stuff locked up in these mechanisms. You pull and you pull and
Yeah.
you pull, and you can't seem to get it out, but you're making an awful lot of noise and moving things around quite a bit. You know, the locks kind of shake a little bit as you guys are standing on them as she's doing that. Lucian, give me a perception check.
All right. 1 second. The screen shut down on me again.
It's all fucky in here. I can't do it.
17.
You start to see what look like bodies floating to the surface.
Uh-oh.
Disturbed, dead, floating to the surface. Pale, bloated bodies. Undead sailors, perhaps.
Undead.
It definitely
Well,
perks your paladin powers, you know.
Tell Nim, tell Malara I'm gonna kind of brace ready for combat.
I'm still on the boat, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what he's gonna tell you.
Malara, do you look over the edge of the boat?
Yes.
Roll me a perception check to see if you see what he sees. I wish
It's gonna be a dirty 20.
Yeah, you see a bunch of twitching dead bodies floating to the surface from underneath as Brew is like pounding on this stuff trying to get it unstuck.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything yet.
Yeah, you don't see anything yet.
Can I tell Brew to be like, there's a bunch of bodies?
Yep, I would tell everyone.
Yeah, you give us a little shout out.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's logs. It's clogged with logs.
Logs of the dead.
I don't know what that means.
Means there's bodies.
Where?
I don't have a battle map for this, but I feel like we should at this point roll some initiatives. And we'll try to.
I'm rolling hot tonight.
Boo.
Let me see if I can find something real quick, if I can. I did not expect this. Sometimes things just happen, you know?
Sometimes bodies just be floating to the surface.
I don't know. Of course, now Google's not.
Google's like, are you trying to run a D&D campaign on the fly?
Yeah, for real. I am.
Good
Yes,
fucking luck.
yes, I am. All right, well, we're just gonna have to use our imaginations. All right. And we'll have to get. I think I have.
Should we be looking at this or cutting away?
I'm gonna drag it over here. Undead pirate. Here we go.
One week till the dark wedding.
All right. Does everyone got their live session? Got 10.
Did you roll your initiative?
Nim,
Okay.
let's see your initiative.
13.
All right, one more. Ooh, dang. Oops, that's supposed to be a 19. All right, so here's what we got. We got 2 undead that crawl up on the locks. The locks are 20 feet wide by 40 feet long. They're long and wide. They're big locks. You can imagine long enough for you to stand on and get on.
Damn it.
But not very wide. You know, they're long but not very wide. Two of the undead sailors climb up on top of the locks, and one climbs on top of the boat. A harpoon is fired. It misses, and the undead gets onto the boat. The dwarf, with him not having any other weapons, kind of like runs up by the captain, and the tiefling hides behind the cleric on the ship. The captain pulls her cutlass. I guess we should probably have her in there too. So I guess we'll roll for her too. Dang.
I'm itching for a fight.
Another one?
Malara, the after you is the captain. And I'm gonna have to get her some stats. All right, so we have our order. We kind of have an idea where everything is. Come on. All right, Malara, top of the order. It's you.
Can we get some sort of like visual map to this, or can you tell
No.
me how many of the undead sailors are within 30 feet of me?
So you are 30 feet away. There's only one zombie on the ship with you that is within
Okay.
30 feet.
And the other two are where?
They are 55 feet away on the locks, where your friends are.
Can I get closer so that all undead are within 30 feet, or would that cause an opportunity attack?
He is the zombie's not right next to you, but there's not enough room on the boat for you to get close enough. It's a small boat.
Okay. Well, to him, I am going to cast one of my channel divinities, turn undead. He must make any undead that is within 30 feet of me. Must make a DC Wisdom saving throw.
All right, let me pull up their stat block real quick, and I get them I can close scrying now. Wisdom at a -1. Oh, I rolled a 4, and a -1 would be 3.
Okay, and then so it is turned, and it is turned creature must spend its turns trying to move as far away from me as it can, and can't willingly move to a space within 30 feet of me. It also can't take reactions, and it is turned for 1 minute or until it takes damage.
Okay.
For this action, it can only use dash action or try to escape from any effect that prevents it from moving. If there's nowhere to move, the creature can use the dodge action. However, I do also have destroy undead. When an undead is a CR of 1/2 or lower, if it fails my saving throw, it is instantly destroyed. So is it a CR of
Yes. This is CR of what?
1/2 or lower?
No, its challenge rating is 1.
Oh. Well, damn. So it's still kicking.
Yeah.
But it's turned as of right now, and it is
Okay.
afraid of me.
Okay. Phew, okay. I'm glad. It's just dead as fuck. Normal zombies are a half CR rating, but this is an undead pirate. I guess makes it a little bit more. It's got armor scraps on.
And as a bonus action, I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on the captain, so they get a +2 to AC for the duration of 10 minutes while I'm concentrating.
Nice. All right.
Capitan.
All right.
And I cast that as a cantrip.
It is Capitan's turn. She's gonna run up to the zombie and
Don't hit it, I say.
She's gonna look at you like you're crazy and say, "What do you want me to do?"
I go after the other ones or help the others.
Well,
I,
they're not on the ship.
I can't leave my ship. I'm not gonna leave my crew. You must be mad. That's it. That's all you
Alright,
can
fine.
say. She's gonna attack with multi-attack. Got a +5. Let's see. What's the AC again? Okay. Missed the first one.
And what color is that, by the way? Just so I know which one we're engaging with.
Green.
Okay.
Red and blue are on. Yeah, thank you. There we go. Smart. All right, so the captain's gonna come up and miss both of her attacks.
So it is still turned.
It is still turned. Lucky for you.
Get turned.
So I guess now that's two is a bonus action. All right, so she's gonna use enthralling panache, which is a wisdom saving throw. One creature the pirate can see within 30 feet. The target is charmed. Condition. Okay, let's see if. All right. So not only is he turned, he's also charmed. So he can't attack you or the pirate now, or the captain. All right. So now it's gonna go attack the dwarf. I guess he's just there.
I am also here.
He's gonna meet his DC, meet his not his DC, meet his armor class.
If he's within 30 feet of me, though, he's still trying to get away from me.
Yeah, okay, you're right. You're right. Okay, so yeah, he would just run away from everybody at
Yes.
that point. He's gonna get 30. He's basically on the other end of the ship from you now, like clamoring to get away from you. All right, so let's not have him attack. If that's the case, he's God dang. Yes. All right. Sailor Red is on. He's gonna climb up the lock right next to Lucian and attack Lucian.
I start praying to my God while I'm doing this, chanting, getting in a warrior fever.
You're gonna get attacked with a scimitar, multi-attack. Oh, 21. All right.
Nothing.
Nothing. Damn, really?
No, that's dead hit. I'm just saying that
I was gonna
damage is
say.
gonna be nothing.
I was gonna say, no way you got it. Why? All right,
Minutes, the
1d6
AC is
plus
46.
3. God dang. All right, you're gonna take 4 slashing damage on that first attack.
Okay.
Ooh, 12 versus your AC on that second attack.
18's my
All
AC.
right, we're gonna miss on that. So yeah, next up on the order is gonna be you. You're
I'm
face to face with an
gonna-
undead pirate.
I get 2 attacks with 2 weapons.
All right.
So let's go with the sword first. And that's an 18.
It's gonna hit.
Okay. And then with the Mace of Disruption, it's an 18 also.
All
Mace of
right.
Disruption.
You're gonna hit both on the first attack.
All right, second attack. It's a 17,
It's gonna hit.
and the mace is a 11.
It's gonna miss. So you're gonna hit 3 out of your 4.
Okay, so
See the damage for
let's
that.
start- all right, for the sword. 7, 8, 13 for the first sword. $13 for the second sword. Now the mace, because there's special abilities with this with undead. It's 8 plus an additional 2d6 radiant damage.
Damn. It's only vulnerable to bludgeoning, so it's
Oh,
probably.
so my swords didn't matter.
Your swords
Half damage?
half damage. Yeah.
Okay. So 18 for the mace. So 36 total with the first two at half damage.
All right.
And is it the target below 25 hit points now?
At that point, it's gonna use its undead fortitude. It's at 0 hit points, but it has to make a DC saving throw of 5 plus the damage taken. So I don't know.
Well, because
You
of the
never know.
mace,
Might get
If-
it at 20.
if an undead gets hit with this mace and it drops below 25 hit points,
Yeah.
it has to make a saving throw or be destroyed.
All right. Let me make a saving throw then, because I don't. Let me make 2 saving throws. I don't think it's gonna make either one because technically it's like a 40 DC, and I rolled a 5. All right, and what's the saving throw to be destroyed? What's the score on that? The DC?
It says DC 15 Wisdom.
Yeah. Well, he is destroyed.
Okay.
Boom.
And if he just for your information, if he makes it, he becomes frightened. So
He does not make it. You smote this guy.
yes,
Get
I love
wrecked,
undead.
Yeah, you love when you fight undead. It's great. It's a good thing there's a lot of dead things around. All right, next in the order is going to be Nimin. You see a zombie on the boat, just 50 feet away, 55 feet away, and you see a zombie climbing up the side of the locks.
I don't suppose any of them are near anyone.
Not quite yet, no.
Okay, well then I will just
Like
might as well do.
between you and Lucian, there is a zombie climbing up the lock, is what you see. Bruce
that's-
hanging off the other end, just like trying to smash some logs before she realized what was going on, and that's where we're at.
Okay, I was gonna go for the one that's kind of climbing up.
Right.
Which one
Um,
died? Sorry, I was gonna
I'm
erase
gonna
them.
use my crossbow for that.
It was red. All right, crossbow.
Crossbow, and that is a 21.
It's gonna hit.
Bowed.
Get bowed. All right, maybe I actually will need my calculator this time.
That is a 4.
Okay.
4 damage.
What else you got?
And then
What would you do?
what's the order?
Blue's next, and
That
then
was
me.
next, and then Brew.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna use Master Tactics on Brew and say smash their undead skulls in, and you now have advantage on your attacks.
Hooray.
All right, as you yell that, the undead sailor is going to climb up in front of you and snarl with his half-hanging jaw and pull up his scimitars and attack you with multi-attack. Nat 20.
Oh,
Dang. Find him.
All right. So, yes, you're going to take 12 slashing damage.
Oh no,
That's already
I'm
doubled.
in rough
Yep,
shape.
that's already doubled.
Okay. Thank God.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, you're good. It was 6, but now we doubled it. All right. And the second attack, he's going to miss. He's going to roll a 3, so.
Yeah. Good.
You get slashed, though, across the stomach. All right, so and after that is Brew. Brew, what do you do?
I'm sick of everyone's bullshit. I'm gonna rage,
Yep.
and then can I get to blue?
With your rage, you can easily get to blue. He's like, I'd imagine like 20, 25 feet away from where you were stomping some logs out of the jam.
Okay. So yeah, I'll get to blue, and just hit it with my axe.
All right, let's see it.
19,
It's gonna hit.
and that's 14 damage.
Oof.
And a second attack.
Yeah, he's hanging on by a thread. He'll need that second attack. All right.
11 to hit.
All right, so here's the deal. He's got to roll a DC 16 save-in throw. And he's going to succeed. He's still at 1 point. He's still at 1 hit point.
Well, that is stupid.
Malara, top of the order, zipping back to the ship. The captain's charmed it. You've turned it. It's on the other end of the ship, scrambling, crying out to its undead gods to help him. What are you gonna do? To the captain he betrayed.
I don't know if I really want to do anything. Because I don't really want to cause it damage. I mean, I guess we could, and it's just...
You want to like stall for everyone else to get here? Is that
Kind
what you're
of.
thinking?
Yeah.
You totally can.
But I
You
just don't know what to do. Can I shoot an arrow from where I am down to blue, wherever blue is?
What's the range on your arrows? What's the range on your
It
bow?
is...
I'm pretty
Blue,
sure
blue.
if it's 60,
30 over 60.
Okay, so it's just within range. So yes.
And I get a +1 to attack for it being undead. So I shoot at blue down below, who's attacking Brew. Be like, leave my ugly friend alone. What? And I botch with that insult.
You shoot Brew.
You
Oh
fucking-
god.
You've made an enemy.
Brew?
Didn't mean it.
I actually liked you.
What kind of damage does Brew take?
I don't know. What kind of damage is an arrow?
1d6, so let me just roll that.
Heart's broken, so
Oops, I
so
missed
there's that.
It was really far away. It was a hell of a long shot. I mean, that was at the very edge of your
My range.
So
4 damage, 4 piercing.
it just like sticks in your like upper thigh.
Sorry!
Sorry, did somebody say something?
Me! Up here! I'm so sorry!
All right.
There's
You
almost
should
a
say
voice.
the captain did it.
That's right, the captain did it.
Damn captain.
The captain doesn't have any long range, really. No.
Just-
Oh, it can throw it, but only at 20 to 60. All right, so it's gonna go to the edge of the ship too and try to throw a dagger at Blue, and hopefully not hit Brew as well. Ooh, luckily she doesn't botch, but she also doesn't hit the zombie. All right, Captain's turn is up. It is now Sailor Green's is. Okay, so now do I roll to become how does this work for turned? Read me turned one more time. I can't hear
Let me
you.
read it here. Yeah, let me read it here. As a turn creature must spend its turns trying to move as far away from you as it can and can't willingly move to a space within 30 feet of you. It also can't take reactions. For its action, it can use only the dash action or try to escape from the effects that prevents it from moving. If there is nowhere to move, the creature can use the dodge action. And that's its turn for 1 minute from its first fail. So however
So
long that
now
is.
I gotta roll again.
Okay.
That's 16 wisdom saving throw.
That's gonna save, yep.
All right. So now The zombie is no longer turned. And let me roll for charmed. But he's still charmed by the captain. So Malara is gonna run back up to you. And you're gonna get attacked with a scimitar at a +5. 12. 12 to your AC.
He's gonna miss.
7 to your AC?
It's gonna miss.
Alright, well, you're lucky. You're lucky. Alright, Lucian, it is your turn. There is
Can I attack?
Yep, there is a undead sailor behind you, between you and Nim. And it's
I'm
only,
gonna-
only 10 feet away,
Yeah.
so.
I'm gonna attack the closest undead.
Alright, give me your attacks. All you gotta do is hit with one of these 4 attacks. I don't even need your damage.
All right. All right. First one hit.
All right. You kill the blue sailor, blue undead sailor. 'Cause it only had 1 HP.
And I yell, this is for my God of all things that are good.
This is for Tyr's justice. All right.
And then I do say, pardon your soul. Please be at peace.
Pardon yourself sounds so passive aggressive. It's like bless your
Pardon.
heart.
Bless your heart.
Bless your heart.
All right.
I hate them, but
Do you make any move actions to get back onto the ship, or do you just stay where you're at?
I should teach her a lesson, but I'll go for the ship.
All right. So wonderful. All right, you can move 30. That's you're 20 feet away from the ship. All right.
Okay.
Next on the list, after all these gifts, I got to scroll back up here. Nim, what do you got going on? You did.
So what am I looking at right now? What's
There's 2 dead zombies on the lock with you. 55 feet away, down the lock, 20, 25 feet, and then, 30 feet up some rocks that you had parked onto is the ship moored.
okay? I guess I want to make my way to the ship.
You want to dash and do double movement?
Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. I think I just want to get back
What's
there.
double your movement again? Like 60?
50.
50? All right, yeah, you're basically right at the edge of the ship, being able to run right up to it. You're like, shh.
Okay. And I thought I had. Oh, I don't even have a potion, do I?
Yeah, someone's got some potions. I don't know who's got all the healing potions, but someone's
Yeah,
got
'cause
them.
I don't have any.
I have one.
Let me check my pack. I have 1.
You can't give that to me now, though, do you? Can you?
No, not from
Nope.
where I am.
Not from when.
Sorry,
But
Jane,
you
before
got 6
walk
seconds
away.
to say if you want one. To call out.
Uh,
You got 6 seconds to call out if you want.
5.
yeah, I need a potion or some kind of healing.
All right, next is going to be Brew. Brew, you're on the lock. What do you do?
How far am I from Nim now?
Probably about 50 feet away. How fast can you run? How fast can you dash as? So
Yeah, but I don't want to dash.
okay.
Okay, I'm gonna activate my large form, so that gives me another 10 feet of speed.
Okay. So
So
what
I'm at
your
55.
your total is 55. All right, that should get you on the ship.
I want to get to Nim and
Get him to Malara.
Toss me.
You could
I could
toss
just give
him.
you. I could just give you a potion.
Oh, you just gotta give him a potion? Okay. Alright. Anything else? You run up and
Well, I'm gonna look. I'm gonna make direct eye contact with Malara. Say, here, best friend. Have a health potion.
I've got
It's okay, I already have one.
I'll
Oh, you're
I'll
taking
heal
That
me.
was
you.
for
Me.
Nim.
No. Dude.
Yeah, I'm giving you a health potion.
Alright. Top of
Take
the order. Malara, what do you do?
So Nim's nowhere near me right now, right?
He's on the edge of the boat. You're at the front of the boat. The zombie's at the back of the boat. Captain's with you. All the crew's kind of with you. Let's say the boat is what, like, I don't know, 30 to 35, 40 feet wide. I don't know. Let's just kind of guesstimate here.
So can I feasibly, with my movement of where's my
30,
movement?
35?
30 feet. Could I get to Nim?
You could get 10 feet away from him, 20 feet away from him.
Let me see. Well, this thing's still like, this evil dead guy's still like looking at me all menacingly.
Yeah, and didn't you just get attacked? So you are standing like right next to him. Right, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna
Okay,
move.
so
I'm not
I
gonna
would
move.
yeah.
I'm just gonna go ahead and attack the dude with my mace.
And this is the first time he's been attacked. Or first time he's been hit.
Spray him with mace.
Well, he's already he's already unturned for me, so it doesn't
Yeah,
really
yeah.
matter.
But before, he didn't take any damage. I'm just saying. He's fresh. Well, as fresh as an undead sailor can be.
It's gonna be a
Waterlogged.
20 versus AC, dirty 20.
Oh, that's going to hit. Yeah,
Cool.
good job.
And it's a 1d6 plus 1 bludgeoning.
Well, he's vulnerable, so double that damage.
All right, that's gonna be 14 damage then. And let me see if there's anything cool about this mace really
his
quick.
Rotten flesh is all torn and barely hanging on, but he's got a little fight left in him.
Let me see. Bonus action just blah blah blah. Yeah, nothing cool against the undead.
Okay. Anything else?
I can't really cast magic to help Nim out right now, so no.
All right, El Capitan's going to go up to the zombie and multi-attack. Missed the first one. And hit the second one. Let's see here. 1d4 plus 3. All right, and she's going to kill the zombie
Nice.
and throw its body
Nice.
overboard and say, "Everybody on my ship."
We're already on your ship.
So, as everybody gets on the ship, Brew climbs aboard, but she's large, so it kind of like rocks the boat really hard. And everybody like kind of like grabs a hold. And you see the captain go up to you and asks you, "Well, what did you see? What's wrong with the locks?"
You saw what's wrong
Locks.
with the locks. It was the undead. They were clogging up the locks.
The tiefling with the lantern, the fairy light lantern, is gonna go to the front, and she's gonna roll an Arcana. Cool. And she's gonna say some words in an old elven, and kind of like somatically wave her hands, and you see the runes on the locks kind of glow a little bit brighter, and you hear like the sound of splitting wood and you know, some of the body parts start floating up, but not like whole bodies, but like body parts itself, and the locks open up,
Chunks.
and you guys move on to the next part.
How many hit points are you down, Drew?
It was Nimmin that got hurt.
Yeah, I only got 4 from someone.
I'm down to 9.
How many? I'll lay hands on both of them. How much is it?
13 total, probably.
Okay. And then I'll do 4 on me, so it's 17 total.
All right.
So sorry, I'm healing 13. Is that what I heard?
How many are you down?
Oh, I'm
Down 12.
25 minus 9.
Yeah, 33 minus 9.
33.
So you're only down 9?
Yeah. No,
I think-
my current HP is 9.
Oh.
Yeah,
Increase
he's
my
down.
max.
He's down 12. I
Oh.
think, is-
Yeah,
No, he's down 24.
Yeah.
24. Yeah.
Holy moly.
All right. Well, then I'll heal him, and I'll heal Drew, so that's 28 total. And I'll heal myself for 2 instead of my. So I'm out of laying on hands now.
Okay. I still got
Ooh.
some spells for heals, too.
All right, you guys make it down the last lock, and this is kind of what you see ahead of you is a large, tall wall and a pulley systems and a bunch of weird docked people that look like they came straight from Skullport. They all kind of like holding up their lanterns and looking at the ship as it passes. The ship finally arrives at the massive retaining wall. The ruined hoist looming like a rusted skeleton overhead. The full barrel cannot go any farther. Other ships lie tied up or wrecked here. The crews are pulling ropes over the barrier. And the captain says to you guys, "This is as far as we go. If you want to reach Skullport, you climb." So she's going to give you guys a rowboat to help lift over the wall. With ropes and teamwork and clever solutions, we're going to do a skill challenge to get us up there. Suggested athletics, arcana, or perhaps even sleight of hand or thieves' tools.
After we're done this, I might tap out.
Yeah, I think this is where we're going to
that'd be a
call
good
it
spot.
the arrival.
I'll do athletics to just brute force this thing up there.
All right, give me an athletics check to help raise the rowboat.
Natural 20 plus 6 for 26.
You have no problem, especially. I don't know, how long does your large form last?
It lasts. Let me see.
I want to see if you're still big for this.
Large.
I can't hear you, Malara.
10 minutes.
Yeah, you probably the first 5 minutes you're into this, you're a large person.
If someone else wants to use their strength, I can help them enhance their ability.
Well, I just rolled a 15 plus 4, so it's 19 for athletics.
Yeah. So you and Brew are pulling the pulleys and climbing up, and then pulling it a little bit more, and then climbing up, and then pulling it a little bit more, and you're making your way up the wall. What is Malara and Nim doing? Malara, what are you doing?
No, you cut out there.
Sorry, Malara, what are you doing?
I was like,
It's like, what is what?
pause for suspense.
What is that?
Instead of hold on
And
a
roll
sec.
for initiative.
Well, it depends on what you guys do here. So far, things
I
are looking
kind of
good.
want.
Pizza.
Yeah. What do you think?
I kind of want to cast enhance ability on myself, which is a 2nd level spell,
Okay.
and I want to give myself bull strength.
Okay. Awesome.
So
Do that all the time.
I touch my hand to my chest and I say, "By Moonsoft gift, your strength will rise and glowing grace, unleash the skies," and which means I have advantage on strength checks.
All right. Roll athletics check with advantage.
Fun.
Figure I can throw my weight around here finally.
Strong as
My
fuck.
athletics is really low, but let's see.
Yeah.
That's 12, and then my second roll is a 9, so a
20.
12.
Oof. Even though you think you're really strong,
I'm so strong, guys.
that Brew and Lucian stop pulling for a minute because they think that you're strong enough. You cast this magic spell. They're like, oh yeah, she's got this. But you give one hoist and it just does not go anywhere.
It's all show muscle.
Nimin, what
Yeah.
would you do?
You
This is
just, you just
gonna
work out your glamour muscles.
This is gonna determine whether or not this is a fail or succeed here.
No pressure.
I'm
So,
gonna go pee. I'll be right back.
kind of want to do. I kind of want to like use my master of tactics, and I'm like watching them do this and kind of guiding them and being like, no, both of you lift at the same time, and like, all right, 1, 2, 3, go, like
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Yeah, okay.
Little
I don't
bar
know
left.
how you want me to roll on that though. Persuasion or like
Survival.
No, I would almost think almost like a performance maybe.
I was gonna say maybe a performance would
Yeah,
be.
let's try a performance. And let's roll it with advantage.
Nim's kind of like honestly, Nim doesn't really know what he's doing. He's just trying to help and
right,
encourage.
but you
and-
you understand how tactics work and how it works.
yeah,
so
yeah,
roll with
exactly.
advantage, and we'll use that flavor.
Oh, a nat 20.
All right.
roll.
So with everybody, kind of like working in tandem, like under Nim's instructions, he's standing in the boat, telling everyone else what to do. Securing riggings as they go up. You guys pass a Xanathar-aligned smuggling gang, but they are going down as you're going up, and you're going far too fast for them to even call out and attack you.
Hey boys.
Yeah. All right. So you guys, we're gonna end there.
Show a little leg.
We're arrival at Skullport. Once you guys are over the
Yeah.
wall, you must descend another 100 feet down a narrow canal of still black water.
Oh, God.
Guided by torchlight and whispered curses. As you're going down this thin river, a giant screaming flaming skull streaks across you overhead, paying you no mind, just on its way to wherever it's going.
Oh.
A few hundred yards downriver, Skullport's flickering corpse lanterns comes into view. The smell of rot and alchemical smoke and moldy stone is overwhelming. There's a gatehouse of chained skeletons and half-drunk mercenaries awaiting on the dock. Skullport has noticed your arrival, and we'll call it there. You guys made it to Skullport through the
Hell
sea
yeah.
caves.
Whoop.
Oh my god.
Did it.
You did it. All right. That's what we're going to call it.
I like it.
Yeah, I figured one more adventure before the big,
Yeah,
big
that's fun. I like
finale,
this.
Like I wanted to send you guys somewhere, and there's some loose ends that you got to tie up, You can't just leave a beholder with a phylactery just floating around in Skullport. That's just crazy. God, who knows what he would do?
Crazy.
Who knows what he would get up to?
Could be anything.
But we'll find out next time when we hopefully get a hold of him and figure it out.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
Thanks,
GG's, guys.
y'all.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Fun. Have a good night.
And we'll talk
Yeah.
next week about when we can play, and we'll figure it out.
Yes.
All right,
Perfect.
cool.
All right, adios, amigos.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
And that's where the dungeon master himself is going to call it there. I've been Victor Bot, your DM for the Silverhand Adventurers Guild. What a good time we had today. We fought some... God, I realized that all of my main influential people are female, and it's a girl boss, We're just girl bossing out here. Thank you very much for joining us. Tune in next week, hopefully, for some more D&D. Let's see who's around. Is anyone around? Not really anyone I know. So we're going to call it there. We're just going to end the stream. And yeah, check us out on Discord. Check us out on Blue Sky. Otherwise, hit the notification bell on Twitch to know when we go live on Twitch. I think that's it. I think that covers everything. All right, we covered everything. Thank you and good night.